What's up, Mao Gang? I'm using text-to-speech since I have a sore throat at the moment, but anyhow, in today's video I will be talking about the chicken that you may or may not have heard of, and answer questions you may or may not be wondering. Before we dive into this niche and completely serious topic, it's important to note MTZ is 100% real and probably mad that I'm airing out her dirty laundry. But anyways, let's discuss that chicken. Short answer, she's a chimera. Long answer, MTZ is technically an organic creature but she is primarily artificial. She's an entirely magical being but isn't very different to naturally born chimeras biologically speaking. MTZ, however, feels no need to socialize with other chimeras. Despite chimeras being an extremely social species, she prefers to be on her own but makes exceptions for a very select few people. MTZ is an opportunistic hunter and scavenger, while also being extremely ruthless after hibernation or migration. She relies on her incredible speed and agility to chase down larger prey, using her spurs, talons, and jaw power to latch onto prey so they topple over and bleed out. In layman's terms, she bites, you bleed out, and die. Though it's not as exciting, she often scavenges, using her heightened senses to sniff out carrion from miles away. That being said, she is extremely greedy and will hiss at any other predators that come close to her kill, but depending on their size she might let them get a small portion, especially during the winter when food is scarce. Even though MTZ has wings, she can't actually fly. According to all known laws of aviation, MTZ should absolutely be able to fly, but her wings are too small to get her fat little body off the ground. She's only capable of lifting herself up to jump to very far distances and gliding for long periods. But she, unfortunately, cannot fly. Her wing structure and muscle mass theoretically could allow for flight, but the density of her bones and overall body weight prevent her from making very much progress. In short, true flight is completely out of the question. She doesn't really care that she can't fly though. Anyways, TL, she's too fat to fly. For almost 1,000 years, there have been rumors circulating that MTZ is a witch that leads drunken men into forests and eats them alive, cooking them into a stew and whatnot. This isn't even remotely true. MTZ is not fully aware of how people are coming up with these rumors, but she does not care for them. Especially of the ones claiming she's a terrible creature that swoops at people from tall trees and flies them into the mountains to drop them. As noted before, MTZ can't fly because she's too fat. No one who has made these stories has ever actually seen MTZ fly, though it isn't unlike her to drop bones off of high places so she can eat them, but never to live prey. MTZ is far too lazy to attempt to catch humans as they're too small and don't have enough meat on them to satiate her. She is an omnivore but mainly eats meat. Her diet mainly consists of scavenged carcasses and whatever she can hunt down. Cows, deer, and even basilisks, though she seems to enjoy eating goats despite them being too small to really be considered a meal. She'll occasionally eat plants, fruits, or fungi when meat is scarce, but it's more out of necessity than preference. She's also not above raiding human trash or farms for food. She has virtually no concept of stealing and will gladly snatch livestock if they're left unguarded. Her gluttony drives her to gorge, and whenever food is plentiful, which is what led to her generous size. Fun fact: chimeras are considered invasive to people with livestock and anyone growing plants. They will eat anything and everything. MTZ, however, seems to be more picky than your average chimera. Still, I'd recommend leaving your chicken coop open though. Funnily enough, depending on the blend, scarecrows can work on chimeras and are a good way to drive them away from your crops. They're a little stupid. Not really, she doesn't think they're very tasty and only ate them 'cause she didn't eat much while in the care of the mage that created her. Not that she was being underfed, it's just that humans were easy to come by, and she didn't want to leave his side to go hunt for proper food, since he was old, sickly, and quite frail. As of right now, she'd rather eat a cow or something. But if you're a particularly round individual with a farm and livestock, lock your horn. Chimeras are cool as fuck, that's why. Impezi is primarily bipedal. I thought it was boring to have her mainly walk on all fours, which is why she's chicken-shaped. She does have another pair of legs she uses to walk on all fours if she needs to, but they're little raptor arms so she has to crouch down pretty far. Impezi is only about 15 to 17 feet tall, which is pretty small compared to most creatures that exist in Allura. I have no reason for giving her spurs other than the fact they look cool on her. Her jaw unhinges pretty far to accommodate her usually small mouth. The skin on her face is very stretchy due to this, and it's a little unsettling. She has a face only a reclusive fox lady would love. The creatures I took inspiration off of for her behavior and feather patterns were vultures, owls, and bearded eagles, which is why she's so pretty. As for why she's purple, it's 'cause the mage drank lean while making her. Or it's magic or something. Despite being on the smaller side, compared to most creatures, she doesn't have many predators. Impetuous size, strength, and general disposition make it difficult for other creatures to identify her as prey. Large apex predators like dragons or wyverns often see her as competition and will attack her if she gets too close to their territory. However, most animals steer clear of her because of her strange demeanor. The only consistent threat to Impezi comes from humans, particularly hunters that hunt chimeras for sport, or mages who think they're special enough to tame a chimera or any other dragon-like creature. She's learned to avoid densely populated areas to keep out of trouble. That said, people don't live long enough to tell the tale of their hunt. It is nearly impossible to successfully tame dragons or any of their kindred species. Very few people have done this successfully, but the mortality rate is 90%, so don't do it. The fucker is constantly hungry and Rose is enabling her eating habits 'cause she loves her wife too damn much. Rose needs to stop giving her treats. At this rate she's gonna end up with type 2 diabetes. Not that I'm blaming Rose, look at those big and soulless eyes. Absolutely adorable. Anyways, now that that's all said and done, like and subscribe, it'll help me pay for clown school. Also, if you hear stomping outside your door and there happens to be a rotting bear carcass outside, Impezi has chosen you as a friend, or it's a mating ritual. Either way, God save us all. Okay, bye.